Okay, good evening to you all. Today is our day 40 of this 3 month data analysis bootcamp. Like I said, this bootcamp will last for about 3 months, and today is our day 40. Uh Today, like always, we started by showing our outlines. We are going to cover this outline, that is the recap on the 39, and we'll talk about ODK today. Um Someone has background noise among you people. I don't know who. Let me just unmute here. Yeah, I think it's yeah, yeah. So we'll talk about what we did yesterday. You see, I've told you it has to do with data collection, how to collect data. That's what we did yesterday. So I know I saw a lot of you doing a lot, creating your own forms, designing your forms, whatever. It's okay. You did great and you did a wonderful job. The next thing we are going to talk about, I think I'm not going to talk much about it since we already spent some time today. So, what we are going to discuss today is ODK. That's what they call, or it is called Open Data Kit. Open Data Kit. That's the name of what we are going to do. So, it is called ODK. That's what people used to call it. So, it's just like a way of collection of data. And the reason why we are going to discuss about this ODK, if not because of one unique feature that ODK has, when we use, for example, Google Form, we don't need to use ODK anymore because ODK, Google Form suffice. But the reason why we are going to use ODK is like ODK is a method of data collection that has to do with online and offline methods. It has to do with online and what and offline. You can collect data using ODK even if you don't have network, and you can collect data with ODK if you have network. So the reason why we are going to treat this is because you will use this ODK to collect data even if you don't have network, and when you get the network, then you can send the data. That is when you get your network, then you can send the data to the database. But you collected the data and you saved the data without network. That's why we are going to use this ODK, because it has to do with online and offline method of data collection. And this ODK that you are seeing is one of the most common way of collecting data by non-governmental organization, national and international non-governmental organization. They use this ODK to collect data because it kind of help them to collect data even in a high risk rural areas, nomadic areas where there is no networks, where there is no service and others. People can go there, can collect data and everything. When they come back to the urban areas, they can send the data to the database. So that's why this way of collecting data of this open the ODK is one of the most common to these non-governmental organizations, because they can collect data even in an area where there is no network, no service, and whatever, and they can send their personnel, their as enumerators, whatever, to collect data. When they come back to the town, when they come back where there is network, then they can send the data, or they can even set it up whenever they come where there is network. Once the signal of network just pop on in the phone, it will just automatically send the data to in the database. And someone who is working with the database will just go ahead and use it and uh, 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 you know, uh, what can I say, just to work with the data and everything. And like I told you yesterday, we enter data, we download the data. Even in this ODK, whenever they send the data from anywhere they send the data, we are downloading that data using what? Using ODK. That's how we are going to download the using CSV file. That is what Microsoft Excel format. That's what we are going to download at the end of the survey or at the end of the data collection. So that's a little about this ODK that you are going to learn, and it has a lot of features. There are a lot of advantages and a lot of things. So please take note and learn it. Maybe today and tomorrow you learn it. Even if you didn't learn anything in this boot camp, you learn only this. I believe it's worth your time. Maybe these 2 days alone is worth everything. You learn it, it will help you, and it might change your life if you are lucky, and the rest. So please be very, very kind of concentrate on what we are going to do, because a lot of people even wish that I shouldn't treat this ODK. They suggest I shouldn't treat it this and that, but I said no. It's knowledge. We are going to treat this. We are going to teach you this. You are going to learn this. And me, I don't care. I want everyone to benefit from whatever it is in this. So you can find yourself anywhere, all ministries, NGOs, whatever. You can use this particular way of collecting data. Then people will go ahead, they collect data. It takes a lot, because you can collect the image of people, you can collect the geo coordinates of people, which is the most important things to a lot of NGOs and to a lot of people. They need the geo coordinate of a particular place. And even there is another project that a lot of people are using this when it has to do with smart city. Because yeah, if you want to have a smart city and whatever, you use this. There are a lot of projects that they are using this to collect data, and they are getting millions of naira from it. But you can get 100 or 1,000. I'm not saying 100,000, I'm saying 100 naira or 1,000 or something like that. Because it always depends on who you are, the way you package yourself, the way you are, like that. So let's just get started. I'm going to show you this. We are going to just jump in and start. I will start everything right from how to develop a particular form. That's what we are going to learn today. How to register an account on the website is a free. It's not, you are not going to pay anything. It's free. You are going to register to create a form, to register a form. When you create that form, you will deploy the form. When you deploy the form, you will use your Android phone, go to Google Play, download the application, put everything, your login details, put everything, download the form, and start collecting data using your phone. When you are done, you send everything, you come back online, log in your account, you see the data sent by the users, you download the data, you do whatever you want to do with such particular data. That's what we are going to do, but we are taking the process one after the other. So today you are going to learn how to create account, you are going to learn how to create a form, you are going to learn how to deploy a form. So tomorrow we will work the practical aspect. That is a way of how we are going to connect the form with the form that we created with our phones. So we'll download the application software on our mobile phones, then we attach them together, and we did whatever we are going to do tomorrow. So let's start, please. Okay, please, can you all see my screen? Okay, sorry, I just okay, let me share the screen again. Please, can you all see my screen, please? Let me hear it in the chat, since I think all of you are on mute, or you unmute yourself, or you mute yourself, sorry. So let's just start. The first thing you are going to do now, you are going to the website that you are to register an account there. When you registered an account, that's when you start developing a form. That's when you start creating a form. Please take note on that. So the website, the name of the website is Kobo Toolbox.org. Kobotoolbox.org. Let me just spell it. KOBOTOOLBOX.org. That is .organization. Kobo. Please, somebody should write it in the chat so that some people should can copy it. Can you all see my screen, please? Someone say, okay, he say yes, we can see it. Okay, yeah, thank you. Okay, so yeah, thank you. So here it is. So now, if you come to this website, the first thing you are going to click on is to sign up. Please, because you need to create, an account so that you will start doing what you want to do. You see, a powerful and intuitive data collection tools to make an impact. If you just go through it, if you see, you will see a lot of NGOs, lots of NGOs. I think, to me, almost all the international NGOs that I know, They are working with this. They use this to collect data. You see, look at them. All these are donors. They are paying them. They are just paying them, just donating money to this Kobo tools. That's why the website is for free. So everyone that wants to do any humanitarian work, any survey, anything, look at all these United Nations organizations here that are just giving them money for free. Even you, if you want to donate money, come here and click on donate. If you have some dollars to give them, maybe you did some works, you are very happy, you get money, just click on donate and donate some money to them for free. You just give them a donation. So you can click this create account, or you can click on sign up. Anyone you want, just click on it. But I'm going to just click create an account. So just click. When you create an account, it will just bring this to you. So now you are going to click again on create an account. So just click on it. It will just show you this page. Let it open. Just it will show you a page where you are going to create new account. So today we are going to create new account together. Then you are going to see everything. It's just a very simple thing to do that. It will not require a lot, but take note, it will require you to select a sector and whatever. So let me just take you through how to create the account. So now write your full name. So I'm going to write my full name, but sorry, already I have my account with them. If I write my name, definitely they can say, okay, this Ahmed is doing a lot of things, but let me just write my name so that let me hope they will not delete. Maybe they will say I have multiple accounts. They can't, okay, like that. So what is the name of organization? So you can write the name of the company you are working with or the organization you are working with. So I don't know some of you, if you have a company, please write the name of the write the name of the company, please, where you are working. So I'm going to write the name of my company. Well, I can just write any name of the company. I can just say data science, maybe foundation. For example, maybe data science and artificial intelligence. No, this one is too much. I'll just say data science foundation. Please write any name of organization that you want. Then you select what? You select the username. So whatever username you want, just write that username. So I'm going to say AA Ahmad ESQ. That's the name I just put as my username. I'll just select that. It just pop up and I just peel. Let me just put it. So put any username. If you put any username that is taken, so they will reject it. They will ask you to select another one. So just put any username you want. So I'm going to put in emails. I'm going to use this email again. Ahmad ESQ@gmail.com. So it's another email. I used almost all my emails. So I'm going to use this one. So for the sector, I'm going to say humanitarian education. That's what I'm going to select. So there are lots of these. I'm just selecting all these. Maybe I can say educational services or higher education. There are lots of this security. You see, I can say humanitarian education because it's what it has to do with data science foundation or whatever. Or I can just select anything that I want. Just select whatever tally with what you are doing. You can select anything. So just select the sector. So for country, I'm selecting my country. Please, those that are not from Nigeria, you select your country because this audit is for everyone, wherever you are in the world. Is for free. So you can work anywhere with it for free. Please don't worry about that. So I'm just selecting Nigeria. Then I select male. That's the gender. I will select male. So for the password, just write any password, but make sure the password is strong password. That is, you put capital letter, you put small letter, you put characters, you put numbers. That one will make it to be a very strong password. That way you see my password is strength password. So I will just put it again like this. Then it will be just I confirm the same password there and here. So the next thing is just after that, I will just click on create account. So let's wait and see. So just click on create account. So as you can see, they just send email to me to confirm the account. So this is my account. I just received an email, activate your Kobo tool box account. So I'll just click this. So you see, this is the confirmation email. So I'll just click on this confirmation email. Then it will redirect me again. Then it will say just confirm. You see, this is my email. Do you want to I will just confirm the email like this. Then I confirm my account. So now I have the account and it's automatically logged in for me. This is the interface of the What Kobo Tools personal account that I've just created. Please, you understand this? Are you following? Are we together? So now what we are going to do, the next thing is you are to create form. Like I already told you, you are to create form. But before that, let me just take you through the interface. Maybe it will just help you to At least when you see anything, you learn from the interface what it is. Now, if you click on this new, is when you want to click a new template or a new form. That when you click a form, you see it, you can click a form, you can use a previous template that you have already. You can upload a form. When you create a form using XLS format, this XLS format is Excel format. Don't get confused. XLS is an Excel format that just came immediately after Excel 2019. Even other Excel format that are it's called XLS and others. So it's an Excel format. Maybe you created your form, you can upload it. Then we have link, you have URL of this XLS form, you can upload the form. These are the ways that you can do. I'll come back and I'm not showing you all this. I'm just going to create a new blank template sheet for you. I'm not going to teach you the others. Please. Okay. So we have this deployed. And this deployed has to do, please, I'm coming. Please, I'm coming. Okay, please, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm back. So this deployed is where if you deployed any form, this is where you are going to see the form. This is where you are going to see all the forms that you deployed. Maybe you have 2 deployed, 3, 1, or whatever you are going to see. Let me show you something. I think no, I think I don't need to show you. So let's continue. So that way you are going to see all the deployed form. That is the form that you finish creating them and you deployed them to the yeah, maybe you host like let's say you publish them. That's what this deployed means. So that anyone with his phone, even if he is in any country, once he put the login details that we gave him in the application, he's going to download the form. He will download the form and complete the survey. So wherever he is, you can just download the form and just use the deployed form. So this is where you're going to see. So the draft, this is when you started, creating a form. You didn't deploy the form. You will see it under draft. So we have archive. That is the form that you are no longer in need of them. Then you just archived the form. Then you see them here under archive. So we have this library. You are going to see a lot about this library, all the things that has to do with, your collections, all the templates you created, what you have done and everything. And also you have this public collection that has to do maybe when you are connected with a lot of different users and others and the rest. So all this, you don't need them. This is all what you need. This 3, 1, 2, 3, please forget that. Maybe I just say, let me, all this, you don't need them. That's all. So the next thing is we are going to start creating the form. So let's just click on new. That's what we are going to click on. So click on new, then you click on build from scratch because we want to build a form from scratch. So when you click on this, of course, it will ask you the information about the survey you are going to partake. So now it will ask you for the project name. So I'm going to say, for example, Bootcamp, like what we did yesterday, feedback report. So I can say, for example, data analytics bootcamp feedback report. So I can just say that. So the next thing is description. So if you have a description, you can put the description. Description is not required. It's just optional. If you have a description, you can put it. If you don't put anything. I'm not going to put anything. I'll just leave it like that. So we'll go with selector. So just click on the selector sector. Just click on this sector. You need to select sector. So like what we did, if you can recall, we say humanitarian, education. So even if this survey had to do with that, select it. But if this survey has to do with anything else, for example, all these NGOs, for example, WHO, what is it? NC, CDC, yeah, CDC, UNICEF, all these that has to do with health services and public health. So you can select public health if it has to do with that. If it is educational, you select that. Whatever it is, public administration, you select this. But I'm going to select this humanitarian education as my sector. Then you select your country again. So I will just select the Nigeria. Just type Nigeria, it will just pop up. Select Nigeria. So if you need any country, maybe you need to add another country. For example, I can say Niger, then I will select Niger Republic. So you can select as many countries as you want that maybe that are going to use the form to fill and put whatever. So you select any country you want. So immediately you select the country, you just click on create project. So that's what you are going to do. So when you did it, you create a project and you take you where you will develop a form completely. So we only have some seconds to go, please. We have some 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, you can rejoin using the assembly. Then we will come back and continue, please. That's what we are going to do. So this is where. Okay, so now after you provided, the information about the project, you selected the sector, the country, you put the name of the project. If you have a description, you put the description. As you can see now, we put the name. This is the name of the project. That is what is Data Analytics Bootcamp report. So that now that's the project name that we have. So the next thing is to start developing the form because by
So like you zoom out your screen a little bit. Some things are hidden
no, don't worry.
up there. That project.
No, there is nothing that you cannot see. Please, I don't want to zoom out anything so that I will not be start scrolling forward, backward, and whatever. Please, that's just you can see it. If I give you the video, you can watch it clearly. You can see everything. That's what
Okay.
I'm thinking.
Oh,
Because I'm recording the
okay.
screen, so don't worry, you will see it maybe when we are done. And there is nothing I said
Okay.
that you cannot see. Oh. Everything is, kind of. I didn't say anything that you cannot see. Please.
It's okay, sir. It's okay, sir.
Hold on. Okay, I'm sorry. I just have to respond to someone. Okay, so now this is the form, and the form is currently empty. That's what they are saying. You see, this form is currently empty. Can add questions, notes, prompts, or other fields by clicking on the plus sign below because it's even telling you, guiding you on what to do. So now you see this plus sign that you are seeing. You are all seeing this plus sign, I believe. Just click
Yes,
on it. When you click on it, it's like what we did in Google Form, if you can recall. Now it will ask you for the question. Put the question. Let's say, for example, I want to say full name. Let me just say full name. Let me say full name. So now you can click on this add question. That's the name, please. That's what we want to collect maybe from the person. Then we call it full name. You see, I just click on it. Once you click on add the question, then it will ask you on what type of field that you want to put for this field name. So by default, for this full name, so full name is what field are you going to use for full name? So we have a lot of different fields. You see, these are a lot of them.
yes.
Select many, text, number, date, video, acknowledge, ranking, audio, photo, note, line, whatever. So what are we going to select? By default, you know what to select is text. So we are going to select it because we are collecting a categorical data there. Please, do you understand this? So I'm just going
Yes,
to
sir.
click on this. So I will say text. So I want people to put the text inside this particular column that yes is a text. So what is a full name? It will provide a place where a person will write his full name. That's what you just did. So the next thing is, if we want to add another question, then it's like what we did in Google Form yesterday. We can click on this plus to add another question, or we can duplicate this question if we want all the features of this to be the same with what we are going to collect. So if we want, we can do that. And before that, you can also delete it because if I click on this delete, you see this recycle bin image like this red one. If you click on it, you delete the question. If you click on this, you duplicate the question. But this setting that you are seeing, there are lots of settings you can do under this particular question that you just created. I taught you how to do that in Google Form. If you can recall, I showed you how to make it required. So even now it will ask you, do you want this to be mandatory response? If yes, you make it yes. Now, if you make it to be yes, definitely it means that this particular form, this particular question that is full name, you must put this full name, you must fill the field. If you didn't fill that field of full name, it will not go anywhere. So you make it, mandatory. The next thing is to custom it. If you want to custom it, it has to do with condition. It takes condition. For example, this particular question is dependent on a particular answer. So for that, you have to do it somewhere like that to make it look somewhere somehow complex or difficult. So that's it. But I'm not going to treat all this like now because I don't want to confuse anybody. And I'm like I told you, this is just something that I just want to show you. Don't think even what we did Google form yesterday. Don't think that the end of it you are done. You are like this. But at least it's just a knowledge that you can use to collect data. You can use to do whatever you can at least. But you cannot say you are expert in it. Whatever you cannot learn all these particular things within 1 day or 2 days or something like that. But I'm not going to treat this. I'm just trying to show you. But this, yes or no, I want you to take note on this. Maybe you can make it mandatory or you can make it like this. And there are other options, all these validation criteria, all these, it has to do with, complex thing. You need to put some formula, some things in there to make it look more advanced and more unique but this is all what I want you to do. To not under this mandatory yes or no. That's also when you are done with this setting, let's just make it yes because it's full name. We don't want to have a questionnaire without the name of the respondent. So I will make it yes. So then you just close it. So now you create this. So the next thing, you need to click this plus if you want to add another one. Let's say we need to collect email. Let's say email address. For example, I'll just make it email address. So I'll just click on add question, then it will ask me what I want to put. So for example, by default, email is what? By default, email is text. Also, we are going to collect a text. So now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to click here. I will delete it. So I didn't add anything. I'll just delete it. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to duplicate this. So now I will click on this, then I will change it to email. Then that's all. That's all that I'm going to do because it's also required. Then I will make it this. So now you see this is this. So I think if I click on this, yeah, this is required. Let me just remove it. And this is also required. So that's it. So the next thing is to create another one. Let's create an option. For example, we want to create gender. Okay, let me just delete this. So let me just create it and say gender. So for gender, I'll just click add question. Then we are going to select this select many. So this select many is what will help you to provide people to select, different options from what you are going to give them. So I'll just click on this. So for this, I'll just say option 1, I'll say male. Option 2, I'll say what? Female. So that's all for this. So for these options, so I'm done with this. So I can, that's all for this. Or I can just click on this setting again. If I want, for example, I can just come here and make it mandatory because I want it to be like this. So for this, if we want to randomize, maybe to make it random. So for example, if the options, maybe if it is a quiz, if the option is A, B, C, D, I want to always, whenever someone comes, I just want to make it to be random. I'll just make it randomized. Then it will be random. Whatever you did, it will just be random, not is reacting format the way it is. So we're not going to touch that. So I'll just leave it like that. I'll just make it this, and that's all what I'm going to do. Then I'll click this. I'm done with this gender. So as for gender, it's going to be option. You're going to select from that particular option. So now let's just click another question again. What are we going to put? We are going to say maybe what? Please give us something. Let's say state.
Phone number.
Okay, phone number. Let's say phone number. Yeah, because phone number has to do with numerical value. So we need to collect a phone number by using this numerical value. So let's just click this number because that's the phone number, and we click on setting to make it default because you must put your phone number. The next thing is date of birth. Is date of birth. So we just click on this. We have date. You see date and time. We have date. We have time. So make sure you take this date because there is no way you can put date of birth under this date and time because some people, by default, nobody can tell you the exact time he was born. Even if you can select the date and month and year. So just put the date so that people will just select their date. When you select this date, then people will just go ahead and select their date of birth. Okay, so there is something. Let me just come back to this gender because this gender we didn't supposed to put select many on gender. Let me just come back to this gender question. Please take note. Under this gender question, we are not going to make it to be. We are not going to make it to be select many. We're not going to make it to be that. Please take note on that. We are not going to make it that. We are deleting this gender. So I'm just deleting this gender. I'll show you something. I'll just come back to that. I'll just click here and say gender. So under this add question, we are selecting this select one because for gender, we are not selecting many. We are only selecting one. It's either male or female. Nobody can select male and female at once. If you can recall yesterday, I shown you how to do that. We have multiple
Okay.
choice and we have, that other one, right? So maybe where you
Yes, sir.
select the formulas you want, the formula that function that you like most, and all that. So now we are going to select this select one for gender. We are selecting one, not select many. Please take note on that. So I'll just make it male, then I'll say female. So that's all for this. Then I'll select this, then I'll make it yes. So the next thing that I even deleted intentionally to show you is how to drag it. Then I want to take it up. You see, if you can recall our dragging in Excel, you recall the one when we did drag, when Kuso turned to these 4 arrows like this, it means you are going to drag. So now if I drag it, then I'm bringing it on top. You see, then I drag it on top because people are going to select a particular, just one option out of the two. So please take note on that. So the next thing is please select your best formula. So now under this select your own formula, that one we are going to select many, you see. Then we are going to make it, then we are going to write all the formulas, for example, average, if and, then, yeah, then I'll just click here, then I'll just say if and, then I'll say if o, I'll say count ifs. Then all you need to is just click enter. Just you can click enter twice, it will just give you this. Click enter twice, then I will say, for example, percentage. Then I will say, for example, some ifs. Then I will say v look up. Then I will say index match. For example, this is just option that people can select multiple choice from it. So I'm not going to make this mandatory because I don't want, or at least someone should select one. At least you should select one. But I don't want to make it mandatory so that maybe even someone, okay, let's put option of none. For example, we can put option of none out of it. For example, we can say none of the formula, none of the function. For example, like this. So we can make it none of the function. Maybe so we are not going to make it mandatory. Or let's make it mandatory since we put none of the functions. So is you must select it. So what else are we going to put now, please? What question again? Okay, let's say we want someone to write about himself. Write about yourself. I think yesterday I didn't show you that note. So under this, it has to do with if you want people to write a lot of text, you want them to write a text. So you are going to select this note, please, so that you give them opportunity to write long text so that they can write about themselves inside that particular text that I just selected. So that's what you can do inside this, write about yourself. But I'm just deleting this question. I'll just show you what to put there. So I think let me create something again. So what question again? I think something that has to do with the options that we have on there. Let me look at it. So we have this time. Yeah, we have time. I don't want to use the time. We have we have this point. Yeah, don't worry about this. I'll talk about this point. It has to do with the Joe coordinate. If you want to take the Joe coordinate, then you record the location. For example, if you are collecting the data, you want to record the location where you are doing it at the end of it, then you put this, then you record your location when you are doing what you are doing. So I will talk about this later, but please don't worry. It has to do with Joe coordinate. I just want to see all the format. You have this acknowledge, question matrix, file. If you want to upload files, for example, you are uploading files, maybe the image of the respondent or something like that, then you put this and you put the file. Okay, select the image, then you select the image. So that's all. Then if you are entering number that has to do with you know decimal places, maybe CGPA of the university student, then you select this decimal. You need to use this decimal, not this number. You use this decimal. And also, if you are selecting, maybe you are conducting a survey that has to do with mathematical question. So you are doing a survey on maybe quantitative reasoning. You want to see how far people are in mathematics. Then you can use this to calculate. That is, you ask question, for example, 2 plus 2 or something like that. Or you want to collect the salary of someone from this, then you put the calculating of that. You can use this calculate and you calculate something. So just don't worry about this. I don't want to talk on all this. The reason why some of these are very advanced, I don't want to talk about them deeply. I don't want to get lost. But at least with all this, you can create a very good form. So the next thing after you are finished with all this, you create your form. Put any question that you want. Put it. We are just going to stop here so that I will show you the rest. So the next thing is it has to do with this. Now I can preview this form. If I click this, it will preview the form for me. Now I can preview it. But before then, I need to, okay, just let's preview the form. Let's just preview it because I just wanted to save. But let's preview it first before we save it. Because this form, you cannot save this form, it's not saved automatically. So you need to click on save to save the form. So that's how the form. So you see what we just created. You see, are you seeing what we just created? You see, then you can just validate. You see, this is what we just created. You see, that's all. So I just click on this. I'm done with this. So now if you want to collapse, you see, you collapse whatever you want for the question. Then you can collapse the question and you can expand it. So this is also if you want to insert any cascading, that what you want, please don't worry about this. It has to do with, you know, don't worry, I don't want to talk about it. Art form library. So let's talk about this layout. This layout has to do with the default setup of the form. That it has to do with the default setup. So now if you click on this layout, understand this, please. You see this metadata. What is metadata? Let me ask you this. What is metadata? In the question, please, do you know metadata? Just yes or no. Let's just see it. Yes or no. If you say yes, we'll just answer it. If no, let me just, if I see 3 no, then I'll just tell you what is metadata. We'll continue. What is metadata?
No.
No, no. Yes, 1 yes, 2 no. What else? Let me just see so that I'll just make it. No, data is not data within data. Yeah, I see your question, but you try. It's not data within data. So I think it's only one person that know what data, metadata, and he didn't even answer. He's just saying yes, yes. So it's okay, whatever. Metadata is data about data, not data inside data. Is data about data. Is data about a particular data. So now, for example, we have a metadata that we want to collect this information. We want to have this information based on this data that we are going to collect. So these are the metadata that we have. We have start time. So by default, when you collect the information about this, we have a noise. Somebody has noise, background noise. I think it's Fatima. Let me unmute you. Yeah, thank you. So when you start filling this form in your application, by default, it will take the start time on when you start filling the survey. For example, now I deployed my enumerators. I asked them to start filling the survey by 10 p.m., by 10 a.m. Some of them will be reluctant and start filling the form by 12. They think I might not know. They'll come and lie to me. So by default, I already put that metadata. It's just background data. It will collect that information from their phones. By default, it will tell me when they start collecting the data. I will know. I will say, oh, so you didn't collect it the way I want it to be. And this is why a lot of
It's time stamp.
a lot of NGOs are used to do to find default, to find those that lied about collecting data and whatever. The starting time. So we have the end time. So starting time and end time. This end time, why do you want to collect the end time? I told you why you need to collect the start time, so that to know when people start the survey. So this end time has to do with when people end the survey. Let me tell you this about this time. You see, there are certain questionnaires that there is no way you can complete them within a particular period of time. No way. It's one of the ways that a data analyst will what? Will pinpoint discrepancy in a data. Why? Because a questionnaire that has 10 questions, you just fill it within 60 seconds. Then you are just feeling rubbish. You are lying. You are not asking the person. You are not asking the respondent. You just sat under a tree and just fill the questionnaire and send. That's why when you come back, a lot of people came back from survey. We can tell them you lied. All what you put is rubbish. You are lying. No way you can you can ask a particular person 10 questions within 1 minute and feel it. You are lying. You are lying. No way. So these are the things that if you want, you can use this to collect such. But there are certain questionnaires that you don't need all this start time and end time. Maybe it's just something that is people that need to fill it by themselves. Someone will start filling it and will start eating, will start doing whatever you want and whatever. So in that case, so it's something that yeah, I'm sorry. I just okay, yeah, yeah, it's okay. Sorry, sorry, it's just something that happened that I was confused. I just look at it. So that's the end time. So then let's talk about this today. This today has to do with the current date on when they collect the data. If you want, you can tick on today also, so that when every data that they send, you want to know the exact date they collect the data. So you have the start time, the end time, and you have the uh today date.
The
Then you have the username. This username has to do with the username of the phone. That is the mobile phone, the ID of the phone that you use to what? To send the report, the data. So sometimes NGOs and organizations use their accredited phones, mobile phones. Normally they use their mobile phones, Android phones. So anybody who uses on Android phone, not the organization phone, this particular username and device ID, these two of it will show, because this username sometimes has to do with uh, um, the username of the person on the phone, on the mobile phone, but most of our mobile phones now here will not take that. So it will take this device ID and the username. So it's almost the same thing, but you can take device ID, it will take all the ID of the phone. And we have also phone number. That is the phone number that is inside the phone that you use to capture that particular data. So take note on this ODK. This ODK is very, very, very kind of powerful tool of collecting data because it collects a lot of information. I'm sorry, please. I'm sorry, please. I'm replying someone, please. It's urgent. Sorry, please. So then this audit has to do with just information about the data. It's just like when we say audit, it's just something a like a feedback report about a particular thing. So it's just say more about the data in just kind of auditing format with some codes, unique codes. This, and that. That's what you are going to see. So we're not going to talk about that, please. Let's just leave it. So that if you want, just put this audit, because when you download the data, you will see everything that you want to see. So you see, it will ask you to enter the audit setting. So put the audit setting here. You don't have it. Like, please don't even put this audit. I ask you, so please don't. So background audio, yeah. This ODK form collect background noise. Sometimes maybe I want my surveyors or enumerators to collect data from market, place where there are too much, we can say a lot of people. It's just something, it's a marketplace that is so saturated with people and whatever. If I want to collect this background noise, they will not, all these settings that we are talking about, the user will not see them. He is not even aware that we are collecting this information. He will just go and be doing his stupidity unknowingly that we are collecting all this information. And this information are what will help us to validate what he sent to us. So we can collect the background noise. There is no way we ask you to go to a market, central market in a state, to collect data or to conduct a survey. At the end of the day, we start hearing you inside your home. Just we start thinking, talking to your wife or doing something stupid, or a very quiet place like you're on your bed just feeling stupid data and sending us rubbish. So if you want, you can collect this background audio recording if you want. And this background audio recording has to do with even the questions he asks the respondent. Is he asking the respondent the correct thing? So we are recording what they are doing. We are recording what they are doing. So if you want, you can collect this background noise. And if you want, you can say voice only, low or normal or whatever. Then you can collect the voice that they are doing. Then you select it. If you don't want, just leave it like that. So that's all what you can do under this layout and setting. That's all. When you select this, you are done with this. I don't want to talk about this. Don't worry. I'm not talking about this. Just leave it single form the way it is like that. Just leave it like that. Yeah, I can see your hand energy. Don't worry. I'll give you the mic to talk because this is where we are going to stop. Now I'm just going to show you how to save your form. So the next thing is to click on save. So now I'll click on save. Then I'll save the form. So now I save the form, then now I will click on return to list. This is return to list. So I'll click on return to list. So now we'll have a draft form. You see on that draft, we have one. This is the form we are doing. So tomorrow when we come, we are going to talk about how to deploy the form. Then we are going to talk about how to connect the form with your mobile phone to send the data. When you send the data, how to download the data and maybe how to analyze the data. Then you go ahead and analyze the data and whatever. That's what we are going to talk about tomorrow. And this is where we are going to stop. I'm going to call it a day. So if you have a question, please, I highly suggest those with question, please write your question in the chat. Even you energy, write your question in the chat because sometimes I don't want to, yeah, people to start like that. Just, just write your question in the chat. I will just see it, then I will talk about it. We only have 10 minutes. If you have question, you write, you better write it. When this 10 minutes lapses, I'll just, that's the end. Okay, Fatima, sorry. I just unmute you, so background noise is not from you. It's okay. So unmute yourself. Energy, I'm hearing you. Okay, I saw someone. Or are you typing the question? If you are typing the question,
He said
just
I should type now. That way
yeah,
he said
keep
he said I
typing,
should
keep
type.
typing. Yeah, keep typing. Please just type your question.
Okay.
Yeah, you can create a form and deploy it, but that is a very technical way of doing that. Please, I'm not going to teach you that at all. If you want, go and learn it somewhere. I'm not going to teach you that, but you can do that. But it's a very, very difficult. It's not simple like the way you think. Not just necessarily Excel form that you just create and deploy. Please, yeah, you can do that, but it's not that easy. Yeah, Fatima, this background noise is from your mic or your earpiece or your phone. That's why I'm here. Everybody is listening to it. If I unmute you, we'll stop hearing it.
Okay, so let me just unmute
Can I?
myself.
Can I? Oh, yeah. Okay. So I'm sorry for that. Maybe it's from your earpiece. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
So my question, have you
Yeah,
said?
I saw it. You are asking, was it developed by Google? No, it wasn't. This
Was it?
open data is developed by just one organization that own it. This Kobo Toolbox is an organization. They just did it freely for people. It's not from Google. That's why they are collecting donation from anybody. Even now, if you want to
Okay.
help them, you can help them. It's not from Google.
Is
And
it
of course,
locally developed? Because of the name Kobo. Is it locally developed?
what
That's what I'm
locally is
trying to.
internationally developed. They just
No.
put Kobo, not this
Co-
Kobo that you mean Kobo from Nigerian local content.
okay.
So you
Uh,
Nigeria, you say Kobo, it's just from you Kobo. No,
it
no,
sounds. Hmm.
no. It's not locally developed. It's not. It's not. These people are
Okay.
very powerful because I have no idea why every United Nation, go and see all the United Nation parastatals are paying them, are giving them money. Do you know how much millions of dollars they are giving them every year or they are donating to them? So these people are very powerful. They are getting a lot of money.
And sir, sorry, one last question. Can it be integrated to Excel as well?
I didn't hear you. I didn't understand you. Maybe somebody asked the
Can
question
we
and I told you.
integrate like?
I
Do you
said, yeah,
understand me?
I already said you can create a form, XLS form format, and put it. Like when
Okay.
we click on this new, you see, it will ask you if you have a form to upload a form. But it's a very technical way of doing it, not the way you are thinking. So just don't, I'm not going to teach you that at all. If you want, go ahead and learn it. I don't care. But I'm not teaching you that. Just build your form from scratch. That's all.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
I don't even get this this question. You said, Ibrahim, how can I understand real form and the one that is fake when I come to fill it? I don't know what you mean by how will you understand real form and fake form? How will you understand real form? And maybe you want to ask me how will you understand real URL and maybe scam URL? Maybe that's what you are trying to say. And that one I'm not going to talk about that at all in this class. It's not what we are doing. But for form, there is no way you can know with this form is real, this form is fake. How can you know a fake form and real form? Please. Bello Hamza, Muhammad Salisu. I ask you to if you have a question you can ask, but unmute yourself and ask. Bello Hamza. Muhammad Salisu, you can unmute yourself and ask your question. We only have 5 minutes.
Hello, sir.
I can hear you continue. Just go ahead, please.
Yes, sir. My question is that by creating the new account, is it must be online? When you are online, then you can create the new account. So
Everything
after
that
you
we
create,
did, wait, let me just answer your question. Everything that we did today, up till now, you must use your data to do it. Everything. If you are not connected, you cannot do it. Where you need to, what I talk about data collection is after you deploy the form, you create the form, you put everything, you even download the form on your mobile phone. That's the only way you can use the phone offline. Yes, that's the only way you can use the form offline to fill. But you cannot send the data to the database until you are connected with the internet. When you become connected, then you can send the data to the database. But everything we have done, you must have data, please. Bello Hamza.
Good evening, sir. Good evening,
Yeah,
everybody.
good evening. Yes, you can also apply data validation in it, like Excel, to validate your data, to put criteria and other things. And I'm not going to treat that here also. Yeah. So please, Bello Hamza, continue.
Sir, mine is just a question that now after creating the form now,
Yeah.
I know that it's URL. So before or after, when are you going to use your, is it website address or URL before you download the completed?
So you want to run past your legs and whatever. I've told you, we are just doing this. We are not yet done to even do. We didn't deploy the form. We didn't do everything. Tomorrow I will show you everything. Everything will complete everything. Please tomorrow, please. I'm very tired. I think if you don't have any question, we can call it a day. Yeah, I'm tired. I have things to do. Please, if you don't have any question, please, we can call it a day. Can we? Energy,
Yes.
Yes.
Abstract.
Yes.
Can we call it a day,
Yes.
please?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I think we can call it a day, right? So
Yes,
maybe I
sir.
will open the group for you to talk about the audio. And take note, let me tell you one thing, please. If you go and start, maybe you think you just this form, you want to just become expert within 1 day and everything, believe me, let me just tell you this. You'll forget whatever we did today. Try and understand what we did. Take it easy. If you go ahead and start, okay, me, I want to pass my leg, I want to advance, I want to do this, you'll forget everything. Because I taught a lot of people this ODK. At the end of the day, they fail to, put everything together. You'll forget it. You'll forget it. So please take it easy. Learn it easy. And what I taught you now here, forget about the data validation, forget about whatever you want to maybe. Whatever I taught you here, that's all what you need to collect data. I think that's all. You don't need anything else. Unless maybe you want to, like I said, you want to maybe advance by whatever, but you don't need anything. For now, at your level, don't bother yourself. Just learn that, master what you learn. Maybe when you master it, you master it correctly, then you can go ahead and do other things. Please, I advise you on this. take it easy. Watch the video, follow the procedure, do it again. Follow it, do it, and keep creating forms. Create forms with a lot of questions. Do whatever you want so that tomorrow when we deploy it and do everything, you can go ahead and keep working with the form that you use. Please take it very easy, please. So
Okay,
I
sir.
think let's
Thank
call
you.
it a day. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, sir.
Have a wonderful dream and good night.
Good night, sir.